That lawnmower, that's it. Start that
Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know.
I made a post and basically told Roach. He tagged Lamar Roach and he said, "Look, you're not getting that fight with Tank."
A day in the life of Gervonta Tank Davis as he prepares for Jake Paul is centered on focus, discipline, and relentless hard work. Every training session is designed around sharpening his power, speed, and precision. From grueling conditioning drills to intense sparring, Tank remains locked in, refusing to allow distractions to derail his mission. Rolando Romero adds perspective to the looming clash, reminding fans that Tank's legacy is secure no matter the outcome. As a world champion with an already decorated career, Davis has nothing left to prove against Jake Paul. Still, Romero admits that Jake's natural size gives him a real physical edge. Even so, Paul's frame cannot diminish the respect and accomplishments Tank has already cemented in boxing.
Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know. Like I said, or it's an exhibition. We don't know if they know at each other or not, or we don't know. I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I don't know what's going on.
Do you think will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were to beat him or even knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
You know, some people trying to give Tank a hard time. They're saying he should have took a fight with Lamar Roach or Shakur Stevenson. But when you think about it, do you think it's just business and look, he's getting a bag, or is there some validity to people saying that he ducked Roach?
I mean, there's still other options, you know. It's bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or all that stuff, right?
Paulie Malignaggi draws a sharp line between size and experience. While Jake Paul has gained fame and physical strength, Malignaggi argues that those factors can't outweigh years of elite-level boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis has performed under the brightest lights, headlined major events, and tested himself against world-class opponents. No matter how much bigger Paul may be, he cannot replicate Tank's years of training, ring IQ, and adaptability. Malignaggi's point is clear. In boxing, skill and experience often tip the scales far more than size alone.
Davis is more to lose because he's the bona fide world champion. I don't care if he's much smaller. I think Jake Paul has sort of plateaued as far as where his boxing is concerned. It's rather low level. He's big, he's physical, he's strong, he can hit. So there is that risk. Davis, at lightweight, you're in a moment where it's too physical for you. You can clinch. Against the heavyweight, where you clinching? You ain't getting out of that corner just clinching anymore if you run out of space. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. But Davis, listen, there's a lot of talking points that I'm sure we'll get into when this gets closer to the fight. Davis can still punch at lightweight. Can he drop a heavyweight? There's a lot to gain there, right? If Davis knocks,
the answer is yes.
If Davis drops Jake on his ass, as much as Davis is the one with more to lose, still a highlight moment,
a visual that will stay forever.
Yeah, but if you get dropped, even if you're smaller, you're still a world champion in multiple weight classes. If you get dropped, what's the look? What's the feel? On the inside, as boxers, me and Chris Aldrey, the champ, even you, Jim, you have fight experience, so we know that the risk is a big guy that big hits you. You're probably going down if you're a small guy. If he hits you clean, so we know the risk. But how does it look to the public eye who don't understand that? You know what I mean? The public. So there is a lot to lose, though. There's a bit to gain. I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with this had Davis's career arc been one that benefited boxing. Davis was manufactured and put into a position where he's supposed to benefit boxing, and I don't think he has. I think he's hurt boxing. So by giving him this reward, that's my problem. Why are we watching this? Why don't you make him earn his spot that he still hasn't earned, mind you?
Teofimo Lopez views the matchup as more spectacle than sport. To him, it isn't about legacy or rankings but about entertainment and financial reward. He points out that both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis stand to earn massive paydays, and that alone makes the fight significant. While it may lack the prestige of a world championship bout, Lopez believes it still benefits boxing. By attracting mainstream attention, Even a spectacle-driven event can bring in new fans and broaden the sport's reach.
Invested on it, and I'm actually very happy for Gervonta and Jake. I really am, man. It's good for the sport in some way, you know.
So a heavyweight versus a lightweight.
Yeah.
You got a fly hit me, yeah. A heavyweight versus a lightweight. How's this gonna work?
Hey, they make it work. It's an exhibition for a reason. So, you know, they know what they're doing. And, you know, shout out to Netflix and shout out to both of them, honestly. Like I said, I think a lot of people in the boxing world are kind of upset. I could care less. I think they're going to go out there and make their money. It falls on the number 8 for a reason. They're going to make a lot of money.
Have you got a prediction for that fight?
My prediction, a show.
Well, clearly it's a show, but when you've got a lot of people underestimating Jake Paul once again, but when you've got a heavyweight boxer who knows how to throw punches and knows the basics against a lightweight,
you know what,
that's quite a difference. I mean, have you sparred heavyweights before?
Yeah.
Competitive sparring in the ring?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same, not at all. Definitely got to move. I've actually played around a few times, went through between their legs just to duck around. But yeah, because they're taller, you know. But I think for that competition, that fight, it reminds me a lot like The Big Show, and Floyd Mayweather when they fought in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And will that end the same way?
Possibly. Maybe some brass knuckles in there too.
Can you see Jake Paul knocking out Gervonta Davis?
It's boxing, man. And if it's a show like this, anything goes, anything happens.
Nate Diaz, known for his blunt honesty, dismisses the matchup entirely. For Diaz, the fight offers no genuine competitive value. He argues that no matter who wins, the outcome does not enhance either fighter's career in a meaningful way. He labels it as a show designed purely for entertainment, much like professional wrestling or staged events. His perspective cuts through the hype, presenting the fight as a side show rather than a legitimate sporting contest.
Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Does Davis have a chance?
Gervonta is a great boxer.
So you got Jake Paul by knockout?
No, I don't got anything, but I don't think
He's too small.
it's just I don't want to beat up somebody that's small. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to lose to somebody that. There's no point in the fight. It's a great fight, actually. I'm not hating on the fight, but I think my thoughts on it is let's watch and see what happens.
Ryan Garcia said that boxing is turning into WWE.
Yeah,
with that type of matchup. Do you agree? Okay. Last thing, White House card, like he said, you want Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but the whole thing's on WWE, so
right.
It's like, at least that's happening and something to talk about, something to watch, and I'm looking forward to that fight actually.
Jeff Mayweather mirrors Nate Diaz's skepticism, voicing doubts about the matchup's purpose. To him, pairing an accomplished world champion like Gervonta Tank Davis with a YouTuber-turned-boxer in Jake Paul makes little sense from a sporting perspective. While he recognizes the business appeal and financial upside, Mayweather still views the event as unusual, bordering on unnecessary. His take captures the unease many traditional boxing fans feel toward crossover fights that blur the line between competition and spectacle.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank. Yeah, I mean, but with it being exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. You got a big name that he's gonna be fighting. But I mean, it really makes no sense because he's gonna be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank's gonna probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand why the fight's happening.
KSI, having lived the influencer boxing journey himself, offers insight into Jake Paul's promotional playbook. He dismisses the rumors of Paul fighting Anthony Joshua as pure theater, never a serious possibility, but a tactic to generate headlines and stir hype. In KSI's eyes, the matchup with Gervonta Tank Davis is another calculated move in that same strategy, built more on buzz than on genuine pursuit of elite-level competition. His perspective highlights the theatrical, and at times manipulative, side of modern boxing promotions.
I knew AJ and Jake was never going to happen.
I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
You know? Bro, it's so crazy. Like, I feel like so many people just believe everything.
Well, that's pretty unbelievable on the other hand.
I feel like well, okay, how do I say that? Itoma versus White. I had a lot of people bet on White winning. And I'm there like, you guys don't watch boxing, dude. You just look at records and go, oh, Dylan's fought many more people than Itoma. That record says a lot. Itoma's like 18, not 18, Itoma's 20, inexperienced, round one. Like, I just knew Itoma was going to destroy him. And I think a good fight for Itoma would be him and Wilder. I think that'll be a very good fight.
BJ Flores, Jake Paul's longtime trainer, offers a more optimistic perspective. He sees Jake's true future at cruiserweight and heavyweight, divisions where his natural size gives him the best chance to thrive. Still, Flores admits that the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis serves a unique purpose. Sharing the ring with a proven champion not only raises Jake's profile but also sets the stage for bigger opportunities against larger opponents down the road. To Flores, the Tank fight is less a final destination and more a stepping stone in Jake's boxing journey.
Funny story. So one of my good friends, Armani, he has been working with Jake Paul for the last 2 years. There was a little time where Shane wasn't there with Jake, and Armani called me up and said, "Hey BJ, will you come down to Big Bear and spar with Jake?" And I'm like, "You want me to spar with Jake?" I'm thinking to myself, you know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, he's beating up all his sparring partners. I was like, all right. I mean, fine, I'll go down there and do it. I have been inactive. I haven't done anything for like 8 months. But I was like, okay, I'll go down there. So we spar a couple times. After that, they decided I was too big for him. And, it's better if we just, not do it. And,
right.
Then they asked me if I would be interested in like working the mitts with them and helping him with the combinations, because I was hitting him with some combinations they hadn't seen before. And I said, we can teach him all those things and have him doing all those things. And so I started working the mitts with him and helping him out on the mitts. And he told his trainers and everybody, they're like, man, I want BJ around for the entire camp because I'm getting better. My job is like Shane does the advice in the corner and I do the mitts.
Respected journalist Gareth A. Davies has been blunt in his criticism of the upcoming fight, dismissing it as a circus act that values spectacle over substance. While acknowledging the event's ability to capture mainstream attention, he argues it undermines boxing's credibility as a legitimate sport. The vast mismatch in weight and natural divisions, Davies contends, strips away the essence of fair competition and replaces it with a money-driven spectacle. His critique reflects a larger concern that boxing is drifting further into entertainment-first territory, where showmanship overshadows athletic merit. Davies warns that if this trend continues, the sport risks eroding its integrity and alienating purists who cherish its competitive roots. Yet, even as he voices disapproval, he concedes one undeniable truth: controversy sells, and in boxing, it remains one of the most powerful promotional tools.
I think we've gone out of the frying pan and into the fire, because we thought we were going to get Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua very soon. We'll speak to Frank Smith about that in the next section, obviously. Eddie Hearn was teasing it to me personally last week. £80 million on the table for Anthony Joshua to fight Jake Paul. But 8 inches in height difference, 7 weight divisions between them, 5 stone, 70 pounds between them. It's a joke. It's a circus fight as opposed to a disgrace of a fight, which was Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul. At least you feel in this you've got quite a poor, very big one against a pound-for-pound, brilliant, unbeaten little un. And the little un who'll come up to his navel will hit him with a lot of body shots. I said in the week to Danny Kelly and Charlie Brooker that... do I mean Charlie Brooker? No, Baker. Charlie Baker. That Charlie Brooker's a different person altogether. That he'll be throwing the Superman punch, the leaping left hook. It's going to be a very odd thing. It's called, in inverted commas, an exhibition bout. But everybody in boxing who is a name doesn't mind going in with Jake Paul because they know they're making millions of dollars. And that's the only reason that Gervonta Davis, who's being called the poison little elf by Jake Paul, and it'll be fun in the build-up. Everybody in boxing knows they're guaranteed to make millions of those silverbacks, those greenback notes that they give out in America, and they give them out for fun when Jake Paul fights. So he's not going to say no to it. But can you pick a winner in that fight?
I don't want